Hello, hello, here we are. Here we are. Go, and we are live. Beautiful, beautiful. Hello, here we are. Okay. Here we are. Turn that down. Wonderful. Here we go. So today I'm promoting my genetic matrix recoding classes, and we're going to talk about what the heck we're doing. They are classes that are active 3 times a day. Oops, can't do that. Or not 3 times a day. My apology. 3 times a week. Thursdays, and we're going to talk about what the heck we're doing. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays are at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, what are we doing while we're in this class? Well, you guys are focused on learning because I'm showing you videos of where we're working. You're listening, more importantly, you're listening to audio in relation to where we're working. You're breathing the entire time. And in my world, breathing is in and out the nose. If you think about it like this, we want to train our breath for real world activities. Driving your car, going to the grocery store, lifting weights, riding your bicycle, right? So when you think about going to the grocery store, are we breathing like pushing the cart going? No, not at all. Ideally, if you see somebody who's breathing through their mouth, that means that they are in a state of stress in some way, shape, and form, maybe multiple ways and shapes and forms in their body. But if you see somebody breathing just through their mouth, or I'm sorry, just through the nose, in and out of their nose, you know their system's probably in a pretty good way. It doesn't mean at 100%, but that's what I help with too, is I help you get your body and understand how to keep your body at as close to 100% as possible, maybe even 100%. So that maybe you can head to the Olympics, right? I love that movie, Stick It. I got to watch that this weekend. So another thing that you're doing while you are in the class, and it's a group class. So during the class, you can have your video on or off. I do recommend it being on because if I'm seeing that you're struggling with something, I can change what's going on or send some advice. Although I usually feel what needs to be said before I see you. So you're going to be tapping. And if you're familiar with tapping, that is amazing. Personally, I don't just tap in the face, but I also tap on the fingers because that's what I was taught 14 or 15 years ago by June Milligan in Reno, and it works for me. It doesn't mean just tapping on the face and the chest and doesn't work. It's not what I'm saying. It's just this is the way I do it. Of course, if I'm reading a book, I'm holding a book, I'm not going to tap on the fingers, so I just tap on the face, right? But most important thing about tapping is you're setting the intention. You're setting the intention to talk to the limbic system. And this here is the limbic system, okay? Part of the brain that holds onto the memories, the fight or flight response of the brain, the movement part of the brain in relation to the pons and stuff like that. This is the part that remembers all of the details of your life, the good ones and the not so good ones. And those not so good ones, because the limbic system is wired to look for things to be aware of, the anger or the fears, the things to be afraid of, and so on. When we get over inundated with all of those negative experiences, our limbic system only sees the negative. And we lose our ability to be happy, to have joy, to experience love in our life because our limbic system is on fire all the time, constantly sending out signals to our cortex and to our entire body to say, hey, stay in fight or flight, stay in stress mode. So your adrenal glands are constantly taxed, your kidneys are drained, Your thyroid might not be working, pituitary glands communicating completely improper information to the rest of the body. This pituitary gland, very important part of the limbic system. And if you've had head injuries, whiplashes, right? Head injury, concussion does not mean you went to the doctor. Head injury, concussion does not mean that you got knocked out. Head injury, concussion means that there was a neurological change in your brain due to an injury. And that's where PTSD comes from. The shock from a bomb going off. You don't see the guy's head's doing this, but that shock goes through and hits the brain. Those are things that we're dealing with. And that's one of my special gifts and abilities to heal the brain from those experiences in our life. But in genetic matrix recoding, we are focused on one area of the body. For instance, tonight we're focused on the hips. Thursday, we're focused on healing the breasts. And yes, men have areas here too, right? And on this Saturday, we're focused on healing the skin. Now we can have emotions that get trapped in there. We can have old memories to injuries that get trapped in there. And so while you guys are listening to the audios that I've recorded, I'm over here doing my magic. Now, what is my magic? I have the ability to move copious amounts of energy very quickly. So while I'm muscle testing what the group consensus needs, I am working with the cranial bones. All those bones have the ability to hold on to old memories and get stuck because of old patterns. We're working on every part of the brain, from the cortex to the cerebellum to the limbic system. We're working on the brainstem itself. We're working on the cranial nerves. We're working on the endocrine system, every system, asking what organs need help, what organs need balance in relation to the hips. So we're not actually just working with the hips. We're working with the entire body. We're working holistically to help you facilitate your healing, whatever you need in relation to your experiences. Now, you might be asking, well, how can you do that for the group? That's my gift, right? So I basically see your guys' energetic lines and I wrap them all up and I ask, what does this group need that will help facilitate healing for all of them? Right? Now, I know it's hard to believe and hard to understand, but you don't have to understand it. But I do ask that you have faith. First, I have asked you to have faith in yourself. And you might want to tap about that because some of us have lost our faith within ourselves, right? Our faith to make the right decisions, our faith to know if this is the person that I should work with, if this is the person that's going to give me the proper information that I need to facilitate the healing in my life. Because if you don't have faith in yourself, you also might not believe that you can actually heal. And that's an issue also. That inhibits your ability to heal. That inhibits my ability to help you heal. So when you find your faith and trust in yourself, no matter if you're working with me or somebody else, you've got to find your faith and trust in that person that's attempting to help you, whether it be a healer, a doctor, a chiropractor, massage therapist, or your husband or wife, your significant loved one, your children, right? Teachers of any sort. If we can trust our teacher, that our teacher is giving us the information that we need, and we can trust ourselves to build upon that information, because it doesn't matter what I say or what anybody says, it's not necessarily set in stone. The earth used to be flat and now it's round. Well, some people are trying to prove that it's flat again, but hey, whatever. That's another conversation. So those are the purposes of my class. Now I'm working, again, let's go into even deeper detail here. Let's share my screen again. So like I said, we can go into all the organs of the body. We can actually literally help you produce serotonin and dopamine properly. We may even be working with the arteries and the veins up in the brain, down in the body. Vagus nerve was a big one the other day. We're going to heal emotions as they come up. Lots and lots of emotions. We're going to heal all the chakras of the body. Well, the chakras that are in relation to the group consensus. Now, remember, chakras are communicating with everything inside of you as well as everything outside of you. And the more triggers you hold from your past experiences, the more external experiences affect you inside. So it's not the external experience's fault. It's the things that you're holding on to, the emotional attachment to your past that is affecting your life today. Meridians, they're energy centers just like the chakras, but different. Same thing, but different. Bringing in support, balancing masculine and feminine, and very important, healing your ability to be supported by your new definition of core. And this is from Tom Myers, Anatomy Trains. All those blue muscles, they go up all the way into the temples, masseters, scalenes, into the fascial structures underneath the ribs, that wrapping into the diaphragm, psoas, iliacus, adductors, erectors, up and down the spine, QL, all the way down to the ball of the big toe by the posterior tibialis. That is your definition of core. And that'd be a great thing for you to start tapping on today, right now. Look at that picture while you tap to let your subconscious know, your limbic system know, hey, this is my new definition of core. Actually, this is my definition of core. For now, for forever. Doesn't matter if I'm standing, sitting, playing, picking something up, setting something down, sleeping. I want these muscles to support me in relation to the activity that I'm doing. And I'll guarantee you, if you actually have a core supporting you while you're sleeping, I'll bet your bed gets more comfortable. I'll bet you sleep deeper. I'll bet your pillow seems to comfort your head better. So you don't have to go out and buy that $10,000 bed, right? Because you didn't need a $10,000 bed when you were a baby. You could sleep on the friggin' ground. No big deal, because your body was resilient. But we lose that resilience throughout our lifetime, and that gets us in trouble. Hey, if you're out there watching, drop a comment for me. What questions you got about your body? I'm here promoting my genetic matrix recoding classes. Tonight, we're focused on the hips in relation to everything that I'm talking about. So you're going to learn tapping, breathing, and I'm going to be working on the group as a whole while you tap and breathe, and change happens just like that. So thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Where to go? If you've got a question, drop a question right now. I'd appreciate that. Even drop a heart if this is of interest to you. And we'll see what comes up in relation to your question. Let's see. Yes, very integral part of the core of our body, or more specifically, our internal support structure, is proper usage of the diaphragm. Now, the diaphragm, it's controlled by this wonderful nerve. I think it's up here. Wonderful nerve called your phrenic nerve. Yes, it's related to the neck. Oops. And the neck is down here. There we go. Here's our phrenic nerve. Our phrenic nerve leads from C3 to C5. And when our phrenic nerve is confused due to possibly old injuries of our neck, then we lose proper function in our diaphragm. If we're in fight or flight, we might lose proper function of our diaphragm because we start breathing from our neck muscles, trying to raise the rib cage up here. So chicken before the egg, what started first, improper breathing or the stress, doesn't matter. That's what I help you find out. And that's what you help yourself find out as well. So when that diaphragm is not working properly, you may very well notice not only brain fog, fatigue, but you also may notice, apologies for that. You also may notice aches and pains in your lower back, dysfunction in your hips. Because as you see here, the psoas and iliacus, they travel all the way down to the inner thigh, intertwining with the adductor muscles. So your hip, you may have pelvic floor issues due to improperly functioning diaphragm, due to living in stress, angers, fears, worries, resentments, jealousies, and griefs. So stress is just a blanket term for all of those emotions. And when I say all of those emotions, I'm talking literally all of these negative emotions on the top of the screen here, that entire half living in these emotions. It doesn't mean you'll never be afraid. It means you're swimming in fear. You're swimming in guilt, blame. It's always somebody else's problem instead of acknowledging that, you know what, I'm active in this. How am I going to change my response to what's going on? All of these emotions, no will to live, you know, that's an issue when the aches and pains and the emotions get overwhelmed, when the hormones get out of balance. That changes our mindset, and those are all things that I'm looking at when I'm testing the group's energy. Now I realize I do work one-on-one with people as well, because you might have some very significant trauma holding you back in your life that is preventing you from being the person that you're meant to be. But if you want to try things out, the genetic matrix recoding classes is a great way to start. And you can find the link for that in the comments here, kimmcIntyre.com. Genetic matrix recoding classes. I've got classes, you can purchase a single class. It tells you what we're focused on each and every day. But I also recommend, if you're going to do single class, you might as well do a full month's worth, because that's 3 classes a week for 4 weeks. That's 12 classes, giving you the opportunity to not only heal a large portion of your body, but also remember, I'm teaching you how to do this stuff. So I'm teaching you how to get out of your way so that you can start trusting your subconscious, your gut instinct. And your gut instinct will tell you where you need to work, what you need to do, what the root cause of this issue is, because the root cause might not have been the car accident that started the snowball effect of all the aches and pains in your life. It could have very well started before that car accident. It might have been a hit during football or something you were playing. It might have been a bad grade. It might have been an injury that you sustained when you were a child. I was working with a woman yesterday diagnosed with POTS. It's a heart issue. She didn't realize that the ear infections that she had all the time as a child were possibly very much related and causing the heart issue down here because of being in fight or flight. So I'm looking forward to seeing her testimonial today once I hear back from her. Fingers crossed. It was on the live, so getting people to follow through on the lives is an ordeal, but hey, doing my best. I know I'm spreading the love and helping people heal on multiple levels all the time. And that is what I do. That's what I enjoy doing, but also that's how I support myself financially. So let's see, any questions out there? If you have any questions, now is the time. By all means, send those questions out there while I'm here. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up because I think I am out of stuff to say. Questions, comments, shoot them right now. Make sure you subscribe. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Subscribe right now to this page. You will not regret it. Check out the other videos that I have. Lots of valuable information to help yourself facilitate your own healing. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to head over and do some other work on some other streaming platforms and see if we can get my class all loaded up. See you guys very soon. Have a wonderful day.